I'm here at the ruins of an ancient Mesoamerican civilization. The same people who made these ruins were the first people to discover how to make chocolate out of this fruit.
Chocolate is derived from the seeds of the cacao tree, which is native to the tropical regions of the Americas. As far back as 1900 BC, Mesoamericans began turning these cacao seeds into the first form of chocolate, a bitter drink called chocolatl by the Aztecs. It was used in a variety of forms by the Mochaya, Olmec, Mayans, and the Aztecs in their religious ceremonies, as medicinal treatments, and even as an aphrodisiac. The Mayans referred to it as a drink of the gods, and the cacao beans were so valued, they were often used as a form of currency. Through the Spanish conquest of the Americas in the 16th century, this beverage was introduced to the wider world. However, the bitter flavor wasn't liked by the Spanish. Some who described it as a bitter drink for pigs, so they introduced sugar and honey to the chocolate, and by the 1700s, it was a popular beverage all over Europe. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution of the 1800s that it was discovered how to turn chocolate into a solid form. And in 1847, Joseph Fry created the first modern chocolate bar. This new way to eat chocolate exploded in popularity in the early 20th century.
On this series of how to make everything, I make my own chocolate bar all the way from scratch, starting here in Mexico with the cacao bean.
Ever since the Spaniards brought back this strange fruit in the 16th century, chocolate has evolved into an integral aspect of modern life. It can now be found in many different shapes and forms. 52% of Americans claim chocolate as their favorite flavor, and each year the average American consumes over 11 pounds of chocolate. While Germany, Switzerland, and the UK all consume twice as much. The global chocolate market is worth almost $100 billion. And today many holidays revolve around the consumption of chocolate. So what would it take to make this modern staple yourself? That's what we're gonna find out. Join me on this 5,000-mile journey as I trek into the jungles of southern Mexico to harvest my own raw cacao pods. Then learn how to ferment them into cocoa beans, roast them over a fire, and turn them into actual chocolate. I will be going through every step necessary to make my own chocolate bar entirely from scratch. And by the end of the series, I will attempt to recreate several popular candy bars myself. Stay tuned for the upcoming weeks as this adventure unfolds.